Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Road, and in today's video we are going to be ranking all the BMW series. I'll get it because it's 3 from worst to best, okay? The BMW Tray series. Now, 2 things. One, I know you guys are going to be able to hear the heater in the background. Sorry, I'm running on a strict time schedule. It should hopefully stop sometime during this video, but I can't. I tried riding it out, but it's just chugging along back there, so I couldn't do that. And second, you guys are probably like, well, where is Mark Ben? Why hasn't he uploaded? Is he still playing Black Ops 6? No siree. I am still playing Black Ops 6, but nowhere near as much as I was before. I'm just kind of like dabbling in it here and there from now on. But it's just been the holidays. The day before Thanksgiving, I had Friendsgiving, and I was going out with my friends to bars and stuff the whole night, so I couldn't upload obviously there. And then yesterday was obviously Thanksgiving, so I couldn't upload there either. But today we're back ranking all BMW 3 Series from worst to best. There are 7 of them. So I want to make it clear, this is 3 Series in general, not just M3s. That's why we are going to be including the E21, and we'll be talking about the other ones. But without further ado, let's get right into it with number 7. This is all personal opinion, not based on performance or anything like that. Obviously, if I was doing that, it would just go from release, because they're just getting better and better in terms of performance. So it's just personal opinion on which ones I think are the coolest. Without further ado, let's get right into it with number 7, my least favorite 3 Series. And that is the E21. There's always a tough thing saying that the first generation or first of something, whatever it may be, is bad due to nostalgia and the idea of that people throw around, where it's like, oh, it started it all, so it can't be bad. You have to remember that this is like what, this is what was good back then. I get that, I understand where people are coming from with stuff like that. Like, people do it with video games all the time. Like, for example, zombies. I love playing COD Zombies. It's one of my favorite video games out there. And I will tell them, like, people are always like, oh, Noct is such a good map. No, Noct sucks. Noct is not a good map pretty much at all. Okay, it's a very bad map, but it was the first one to ever do it, so people give it more praise than it really deserves. And I feel like that's kind of how it is with the E21. Like, I'm personally never going to really think about buying an E21. I do like classic BMWs, but this one's just way too small, way too just not it for me, man. I think they massively improved with just a generation right after this. This was a good start, obviously, and yeah, I'm super grateful that the E21 exists, because if without it, we wouldn't have 3 Series. But it's my least favorite of the bunch for sure. And coming in at number 6 is going to throw a lot of people for a loop here, because I constantly recommend buying it to my viewers, and the majority of the community loves these cars. They're one of the most popular cars in the world right now, for car guys at least. The E36. The E36 is, like everybody's already said before, an incredible car. It is an incredible option, especially for a lot of young car guys trying to get into something that's relatively easy to work on, relatively reliable, cheap, and easy to have fun with. They are good options for that, and I'm not going to deny that. But in my personal opinion, I don't really care for how the E36 looks, and that's the big downside for me. I love how the M3s too, by the way, always are a little bit wider than the base model 3 Series. Like the E30 M3 is obviously wider than the base E30. E46, same deal. E92, same deal. F80, G80, they're all wider than the bases, but the E36 is the only one that's not like that, so it's kind of hard to tell the E36 M3 apart from a regular base model E36 too, which I know is something stupid, but it's really just the looks for me. Like, the E36 is a good car. I think it's an incredible car, and I will continue to recommend these cars to the end of time. As a matter of fact, I want to make it really clear, every 3 Series, even though this car is at number 6, it's still an incredible car. Like, it's still a great car. It's just, compared to the rest of them, I personally don't see it. Coming in at number 5, however, number 5 large, 5, going once, going twice, going 3, going 4, going 5 times, is the G8X or G2X, whatever you're gonna call it, the G M3. They're the most new ones, okay? They're the newest ones that we have right now. The G20 is like the base models, and the G80 is the M3, and then I think the G81 is the M3 Touring, and the G21 is like the base model 3 Series wagons. I don't understand why they go crazy with the new chassis codes, but you know what I'm talking about. It's on the screen. They're great cars. I love them. I love everything about them. I think people, when they got released, it's kind of like this BMW cycle. It happens all the time with every single BMW. It gets released, or revealed, I should say, and people are always like, that's ugly, it's the worst car ever built, BMW, what are you doing? And then the car gets released to the world. People can actually buy it, and then people start to be like, you know what, it's kind of growing on me. And then people start to modify it and start to make it look even better and perform even better, and people start to be like, yeah, I've always loved this car. It's the cycle of BMW. It happens all this freaking time. And the G80 is one of the ones that I can proudly say I never hated. Even when it was getting like revealed to the world and everybody was hating on it for its kidney grille, I was like, it looks pretty good. I always thought it looked okay. The grille is still to this day though a questionable design choice. I still think that the G80 grills are a little bit weird, but you're definitely growing on me a lot, and the performance is obviously there to back it up. Are they heavier than any M3 ever made before? Yeah, and that is obviously, you know, unfortunate, but it's gonna happen, man. But it's pointless trying to ask for lighter cars at this point. Fourth place, barely missing out on a podium finish, but it's going to the E9X, E90 or E92 or E93 or E91. As a matter, I don't know, did they make E91 M3s back then? I don't think they did. I know they did. I'm pretty sure they made convertible M3s, so that would count. But I don't think they made wagon M3s for this generation. Maybe they did. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about. This generation, the V8 powered M3, the one that definitely stands out compared to the rest. This one, by far, every M3 up until this point, well, every M3 even after this point has been a straight six, a turbo straight six. Well, no, I guess not all of them have been turbo. It's only recently been turbocharged, but they've all been straight sixes is what I'm trying to get at. And the E92 went off the beaten path and decided to use a naturally aspirated V8, and it's an incredible, cool sounding, everybody loves it motor, but the reliability is horrible. These cars blow up left, right, and center. They are unbelievably unreliable, and I do like the looks of the E92s, but not enough to the point where I'd choose it over the other ones, just because the reliability is there. It is kind of weird because obviously, you know, if the engine was as reliable as the other BMW motors, I think it would be by far one of the most popular BMW engines of all time, but it's just not. The reliability just kills this car, unfortunately. Third place is going to like the ultimate enthusiast BMW, in my opinion. This is like peak enthusiast BMW. This is before they went with electric steering, but they were also still at a point where they could afford to make their cars stupidly fast. Like, everybody likes to talk about how their like old BMWs are great, and they are good cars, obviously, but like I'm talking classic like 80s, 90s. And they are obviously, again, they're still good cars and all that, but they just didn't have that much technology to make them insane. The S54 in the E46 is unbelievable. This is probably, like I said, one of the most like driver-oriented cars of all time, in my opinion. The E46 M3 is insane, and base model E46s are also insane. Now, the one downside, the reason why I didn't put it like first place, because obviously I'm glazing this bad boy right now. I'm glazing it like I work at Krispy Kreme. But the only reason why I didn't put it any higher is because I always kind of thought the E46's looks were a bit boring. I didn't really care for the E46 looks. I think they're just like, they're good looking cars. I'm not saying they're ugly or anything, but they're just like, they don't stand out compared to like the other M3s, in my opinion. Like every time you see an M3, you're like, that's an M3. But when you see an E46, you're just kind of like, it's another E46. Coming in at second place, I might get some hate for this because a lot of people didn't really seem to like this generation, but I freaking love it. The F8X or F3X generation, the previous one that we just got out of, I love this generation with every single fiber of my body, man. I love it. I love everything about it. The engine is incredible. It's reliable as hell too. People think like, obviously, you know, people know that German cars are typically more unreliable than Japanese cars. American cars are kind of right there along with it. It kind of depends on the car in America. But in Germany, everybody always thinks that anything German is automatically unreliable, and that's how it is again with BMW. But that's not the case with these F8s, F80s, and F82s. They're insanely reliable. They're like incredibly reliable, and they can make insane power with pretty much nothing. And then on top of all of that, they look unbelievable. I think this is one of the most amazing looking cars of all time, one of my most favorite sedans ever built. Like, these cars look unbelievably aggressive but also elegant. It's a perfect design choice. I love the F80 and F82 M3s and M4s. I think they're perfect cars in every single regard. As a matter of fact, my next car is most likely going to be an F82 M4 once I bite the bullet there and just finally decide, yeah, you know what, buy it. I'm always so scared though. I'm always like, oh, it's gonna be a bad financial decision, but I just gotta do it, you know. I just gotta pull the trigger. But of course, if you know the process of elimination, then you know which car is going to be first. And not only do I think this is the best 3 Series generation, but I feel like the rest of the community agrees on it. It's the E30. The E30 is one of the most legendary legendary cars of all time, in my opinion. Like, people talk about big supercars that did crazy things, and obviously that's really cool. McLaren F1, Ferrari F40, those are incredible cars, and yeah, their accomplishments will go down in history. But what really excites me, what interests me, is cars that are just kind of like, yeah, they're meant to go fast, they're meant to be race cars. Like, this is a homologation car, so obviously it was meant to be a race car, but they're not something that, like, everybody's gonna break their neck at, and then they demolish. Like, that is perfect to me. E30 M3s are still to this day used in tons of different motorsports out there. I know this is an E30, but just last year, one of the most high performing cars at Goodwood Festival of Speed was an R32 GTR. Like, things like that are cool to me, and that's exactly how the E30 is. The E30's motorsport history is unbelievable. It looks incredible. It's good at whatever you want it to do, except for, I guess, straight line speed. Obviously, that's probably questionable. And again, yeah, its reliability is definitely questionable. It's a 90s BMW, pretty much race car, so obviously, yeah, it's going to have some problems here and there. But it doesn't matter to me. I think this car is unbelievably great in every single way. I will say, though, I don't like the trunks on these cars. The trunks on E30 M3s are like higher than the quarter panels for some reason. Anybody know why that is? It's just a weird choice, but yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video ranking all 7 BMW 3 Series from worst to best. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see in the comment section down in the comments down there. That's where the comments go, or down there, ladies and gentlemen. So let me know what other videos you'd like to see. I'm thinking about doing this as like a sort of like a mini series where we just start ranking all cars of a certain thing. So like maybe I'll do like ranking all Honda Accords, or ranking all Audi S4s, or ranking all Ferraris flagship. I don't know what you would call a Ferrari, like a Ferrari flagship car, but I'm thinking about doing it. So let me know if you guys think that's a good idea. Let me know if you guys would like to see that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.